Morning children. In previous class we have seen about the parts of the plants and their functions, isn't it? Now we'll see about the different types of roots after recalling what we have completed. See children, here I am showing you different plants. Hope you can see them and identify them. So see here, this is Tulasi. Hope you have seen in your surroundings, isn't it? Tulasi plant. See its root system, leaves, stems, leaves, and it also gets the flowers also, isn't it? You know it. So, did you see this plant? This is a variety of grass variety, but whereas see this, the roots of, what is this? It's a grass, isn't it? See its root, how it is, and how are the leaves for this, from where the stem arises. Is the stem, how is it? You can easily identify them and differentiate between the different plants here and the type of the leaves also. So you see this is a curry leaf plant. See here children, this is a curry leaf plant and the bigger one I show you. This is the leaf of curry leaf plant. I am showing you its root system. Hope you have observed clearly what is it. Again I'll show you later and explain you about this type plant and the root systems too. See, this is Tridacus. You might have seen in your surroundings along with the flower. Isn't it children? So this is Tridacus, root of the Tridacus plant, stem, leaves and the flower too. Is it clear children? Next, this is a plant of neem. Hope you have seen this. And the root, it's a very small plant, so its roots are also very smaller ones. If you see, keen observation of them can give you the full detailed structure of this plant. Okay ma, now I'll tell you what are the different types of root system detailing. In the previous chapter we have seen about the functions of the parts of plant, isn't it? We'll recall it once and we'll see later about the different parts detailing. Parts of plants. One is parts of plants, we'll see the roots first. It helps for the fixation of the plant firmly into the soil and absorption of water and mineral salts from the soil. So these are the two functions of the roots. Functions I told you, isn't it? So these are the two functions of the root. And next coming to the stem. Stem. So the root normally, you know it is below the soil and the stem is above the soil, isn't it? So the water that is absorbed by the root is conducted by the stem to different parts of the plant here. So that is, it bears the plant, all the parts of the plant. So it gives support. It supports to all the other parts of the plant and also conduction. Support and conduction. So these are the functions of the stem. Conduction of water. Support other parts of plant. Other parts of plant. Here absorption of water. Fixation of plant firmly in the soil. Do you understand? So these are the different functions of the root and stem. Next comes the leaves. Leaves. What are the functions of the green leaves of the plant? Leaves perform the function of photosynthesis. Later I'll explain you when I'm telling about this. They prepare the food for the plant. Photosynthesis means preparation of food for the plant. Preparation of food for the plant. And the second one is respiration, that is exchange of gases takes place in the plants by the process of respiration. What is it called as? Respiration. Exchange of gases. And the third one is transpiration. What is it? It is transpiration. That is removal of excess water from the plant. Removal of excess water from the plant takes place by these three processes in the plant. So the parts of the plant like roots help in fixation and absorption, stem help for giving the support to the plant and conduction of water and mineral salts to all the parts of the plant, and leaves takes part in photosynthesis, respiration and transpiration. Now we'll move to the next is the flower. Okay children. The next part of the plant is flower. Flowers are of different colors, isn't it? The sepals, flowers contain sepals. And also the petals. Petals are green in shape and sepals are of different colors, So which help the plant or the insects for the plant's reproduction, that is for pollination. So they contain sepals of different colors. They attract insects for pollination. Attract insects for pollination. Is it clear? Next comes to the fruits. Flowers develop into seeds, isn't it? From the flowers, seed development takes place and the seeds are present in the fruit. So fruits are developed from flowers. Detailedly you can study in your higher classes, and they contain seeds in them which helps for the reproduction of new plants. Seeds develop into new plants again. Is it clear children? So these are the functions of the parts of the plant. So from this you can understand that there are different varieties of plants as you have seen now. This is Tridacts. Now you note down whether all the plant contains all these parts or not. Okay children? Now we have seen some of the examples of some of the plants I have shown you, isn't it? So you can note down the first as a tabular form. Serial number, name of the plant, note down whether it contains root or not. Yes or no. You have to write. Next, whether it contains stem or not. You have to write yes or no. Whether it contains leaves. Yes or no. In the similar pattern, you have to write whether it contains flowers. Okay children, in this form, you have to write the notes. First I have shown you the tulasi, isn't it? Whether it contains root? Yes. Stem? Yes. Leaves? Yes. Flowers? Yes. You can see the flowers also in tulasi plant. Next, if you see the Tridacts, whether it contains root? Yes. Isn't it? So I have shown you this Tridacts plant and tulasi plant. So this is a tulasi plant, which contains the root, stem, leaves and the flowers too. For this it did not develop still, but it has the flowers also. Next, coming to the Tridacts, it has the roots, stem, leaves and flower. You can see here, isn't it? Yes. And the stem. Yes. Leaves. Yes. Flowers also. Yes, you find all these for this. Next I have shown you the neem. It also contains the root system, stem, leaves and flowers. And the next one I have shown you grass. For that you found roots, stem, leaves and flowers it has. Is it clear? See here, it flowers. Is it clear, children? This is the root and the flowers. Yes, it has. And the next one, see here, in the grass also you can find the roots, stem, leaves and the flower. Okay, children? So we have seen tulasi, tridax, neem, grass and curry leaf plant. So this is a curry leaf plant, and the bigger one also I have shown you, this one with the root system, stem and the leaves. It also contains the flowers when it grows over. Seeds also are developed from it. So curry leaf. It contains roots, stem, leaves and flowers. Likewise, you can take the different types of plants and note down whether they contains the root, stem, leaves or flowers, etc. Next, we'll see the types of root system. Types of root system. See, children, there are two types of root system. One is taproot system and the other one is fibrous root system. There are also other types which you learn in the higher classes. Now, if you know about these two root systems, it's enough. Okay, children? So, they are taproot system. Taproot system consists of the main root and this is the soil. Just a minute. First, I'll show you what is taproot system. If this is the soil levels, ground level, root starts from here. This is the main root. And these are the lateral roots of the taproot. These are the lateral roots of the taproot system. So this forms the main root. This is the taproot. This is the main root. As in case of curry leaf plant, you can clearly see the taproot here. This is the main root, taproot, and all the other small rootlets and root hairs, hair-like structure that arise from the main root, you can see over this. These are the lateral roots, and over the lateral roots you find tiny hair-like structures. These are rootlets. So you can see over those, you can see these are the lateral roots. Main root, lateral roots, and these are the rootlets, small hair-like structures that arise over the lateral roots. They are called as rootlets. So this is the soil. Ground level, this is the ground level, this is the root that is below the soil. Roots are always, they are below the soil. They fix the plant firmly into the soil. They absorb the water and mineral salts from the soil and supply it to the stem. Is it clear, children? So this is about the taproot system. The taproot system plants, or mainly you have seen about the curry leaf plant, it has taproot system. Tulasi, in the observation of these 5 plants, if you see, the tulasi, it also contains the main root and the lateral roots. You can clearly see this, lateral roots. Is it clear, children? So this is the tridax. It also contains the taproot system. See here, main root, over that it contains the lateral roots and the rootlets over the lateral roots. So this is the tridax, which contains the taproot system. And the grass, if you see here, see children, this is a grass. All the roots start at the base of the plant, that is the base of the stem itself here, where the stem arises. It started there. All the roots are arising from a single point. So these are all our lateral roots only. There is no main root in the grass. So this type of root system is called fibrous root system, that you find mainly in grass, paddy, barley, jawar. So these are all the plants with monocots. You find them with the what do you call as the fibrous root system. I'll show you the diagram of fibrous root system. You should draw this taproot system in your notes. Okay children, taproot system, it consists of main root, lateral roots and rootlets. Main root, this is the main root. See here children, this is the main root, these are lateral roots and these are the rootlets. Is it clear children? Okay, next we'll move to the fibrous root system. Fibrous root system, this is the ground level, this is the soil, and you are drawing the fibrous root system. All the roots start from the point, from at the base of the stem, from a single point. They arise from a single point at the base of the stem. So you can see this type of root system you can see in the grass. Okay children, so over this you find all the rootlets. So you find the rootlets over the lateral roots. So all are lateral roots, and you find rootlets over the lateral roots. So all the roots starts from a single point. So these are called as fibrous root system. So the root system we find in grass is fibrous root system. Also we find in paddy, barley, maize, all the crops which can be easily plucked out, and the type of the leaves also, it determines the type of the root system. So I'll discuss about them in the classes that goes on now. Okay children, now you can find out identify how the fibrous root system is. So all the roots starts from a single point, as in the grass. You have observed, I think so children. So here this is the taproot system, and the leaves are different for taproot system, and the leaves, if you observe carefully, you can see that the leaves are different for the fibrous root system also. So this is about the types of the root system. Hope you have understood the two types of root system children. Now you note down in your notes which type of root system is present for which type of plant. You can answer the questions from your textbook also. See here, page number 13. You note down ma. From page number 13, your exercise today is page number 13, table number 1. That's already I have given you. You complete it. That is about the different types of plants, whether they contain the roots, leaves or stem, etc. There below the table, you have seen the different questions are given over there. Did you find any plant which does not have roots? No. Or the leaves of all the plants similar in size? Do you find that all the leaves of this plants, grass or the tridax or the curry leaf plant like this, are they similar? No, isn't it? They are not similar. They are different. You have tried the answers for these questions. What are the common parts that you have observed in all these plants? We have observed commonly you can see root, stem and leaves. But when they grow, you can see the flowers also. But you have seen now all these parts, that they contain all these parts: root, stem, leaves and flowers. So there are variations in the size, shape of the plants, that all the plants have roots, stem and leaves. But flowers, there may be some flowering plants and also non-flowering plants too, like money plant that you see in your crotons in your gardens. So you may see certain plants which flower and certain plants which do not give flowers. So that the leaves, importance of leaf, stem and roots in plants. I told you the functions, how the roots help the plant, stem help the plant and leaves, isn't it? So you have understood about the importance of roots, stem and leaves. So what is the role of different parts of the plant? You know it, and you can write the functions. Let us try to understand these things. Now we have seen about these importance functions. I told you that you are going to experiment in the further classes how they help for fixation, absorption. Roots help for fixation and absorption, and leaves for photosynthetic process. Everything will be detailedly discussed in the classes now going on. Next, taproot system. The two types of root systems I told you now, and the questions that are asked, you answer them. Observe the roots of the plants you collected. How are they? Are they same? No. Do all the plants have similar types of root system? No, they do not have. All the roots are not similar. Some arise from the main root, and some the lateral roots arise from the main root in the taproot system, isn't it? And in the fibrous root system, the lateral roots arise